Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. I have here all the different decks. This is an introduction to the readings. I'm using 4 different decks, and so I'm here to tell you that I'll be doing the mixing off camera for 3 of the decks, laying the spread as you see, and then when I'm with you, I will mix the VERA SIBILLA cards and clarify with you. And then I'll be using my runes, and this month I'll be using tiger eyes runes because the contrast is a little easier to see. And of course, as I say that, you cannot see that. Okay. Now, the decks I'll be using is my picture postcards. For a few, I'll take a few of those. Then I'll be using the Happy Tarot, which is a delightful deck. The Happy Tarot. And then I'll be using the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot. Take 1 card from there. And of course, then VERA SIBILLA. This time I'll be using the VERA SIBILLA. That is a very rare deck, very rare. And I use it sparingly because I can't find a replacement. All right, so on to our readings. Thank you, old and new subscribers. Thank you for your support. Bye-bye. Hi, Sagittarius. It's your turn. I have your spread right here. Let's look at the cards. The first is The Cup of Tea by Mary Cassatt. There's a fairy at the end here of the plant, the potted plant. And it looks, is she drinking tea? It almost looks like she is reading tea leaves. Then we have the 8 of Pentacles in the Happy Tarot and the Ace of Wands. And I have the Congo card, there you are, Aida Wedo. This is a water sign, and Aida Wedo is the rainbow. It's the feathered sky serpent. This is a snake dancer, and the snake has the ability to exert pressure. And as you can see, this dancer is united with this snake, and the ability to exert pressure is one of the greatest attributes of the snake, and it can be a form of contact and communication, and it allows for profound physical, psychological, and spiritual joining. The contemplation here is pressure in all of its manifestations. The water is a medium in this card, and this is a card of pleasure and happiness. Very, very interesting. It's in precisely in the emotional part of the spread. And the outgoing card is Expectations by Sir Lawrence Alma Tadema. Expectations. Now you come into the month of July, Sagittarius, with it's seeming to never put your mind on, on the outs. If somebody looks at you, they always see that your mind never rests. Your mind never rests, even when you're on vacation, because you have ideas. You're bursting with ideas, and you're asking yourself, which of these ideas could be fruitful in the near future? What could I do to, would it be best to just calm down and relax and have these ideas emerge, or should I give them shape? Very active mind in the beginning of July. And we've got here in the action that you take in terms of these ideas and this pondering is the 8 of Pentacles. And the 8 of Pentacles is the Sun in Virgo, and the Virgo period is August 21st to September 20th, Now, the action you're going to start taking will be then, the end of August. If those of you who are on vacation will be coming back at that time, you'll be getting prepared to start working again. And you're actually, even if you're on hold, even if you're on vacation, even if you're relaxing, always taking a bit of notes, mental notes, and then jotting them down in your computer somewhere. The environment of your daily life, your context, your mental context, and your mental perspective is a very powerful, passionate card. And it's a card of action. You take action on all things that come to your mind. Very active mind. But the feeling here is one of pleasure and happiness. You get pleasure in having ideas emerge, in giving them shape, in trying to get them to go where you see best. It's a context of pleasure and happiness. The emotions, as I mentioned to you, this Aido Wedo, it is communication through touch, communication through pressure that you feel. This is a pleasure. It's sort of the emotions that flows around the body, exerting pressure on it. And it's a very wholeful emotional state that you have, that you enjoy, that brings you pleasure and happiness in the month of July. Now, the change, the card of change, the outgoing card of change, is something that you are not seeking or adapting to, but are ushering in. You're waiting for it. You know very, very clearly that this period, June, July, August, is a time when seasons have changed and you feel like you're adapting to a new mode. You're taking, you're collecting your energies and you're using them in a different fashion because you feel much more self-confident than in the past. Your growing strength attests to this, Sagittarius. Beautiful, beautiful to see. It is a month of pleasure and happiness. Let's take a look at what the VERA SIBILLA cards have to say, adding to this. Okay, these Marie Cassatt here, the teacup. I have here Ammalato, the ill one, artist, the thought, the thinker, and sponsali, engagements, okay, a bond. Now, I'm seeing that it looks like you're feeling not pressure. You may have a partner who wants to tie the knot. You may have a partner who wants to get married. You may have a partner who wants to bring the relationship to up one step. Okay, you may have a child out of wedlock, and you feel that your partner may want to get married and you don't, so there's a little bit of pressure there and you're thinking about that. But you always, and this month in particular, are trying to think out of the box regardless. This could also work for the workplace. This could be a contract, a partnership that is being thought about and you're not keen on it. And that is, but you're still considering all this within the framework of pleasure and happiness, because you're at a place where you're at a very, very good place, Sagittarius. Really, really great. I'm going to this Eight of Pentacles, and in the Eight of Pentacles I have the Amatrice, the female lover, Vecchia Signora, the old lady who speaks to positive change, and the Ladro who speaks to negative change. So there is a balance here. There's a balance here, and this could be a male or a female, and we're talking about the Virgo, the Sun in Virgo here, and the Virgo period. So we're talking the end of August up until the 20th of September, and plans. There's going to be plans. Someone is trying to get you to do something that you don't necessarily want. and it could be your companion. And so you're sort of pushing the idea, you're moving it downward, you know, you're moving it forward because you don't want to deal with that now. But again, I have to repeat, this is all within the framework of happiness and pleasure. The atmosphere is that. I'm going to take the Ace of Wands here. Okay, this is wonderful. All right, and yeah, everything's pointing to the established bond, the matrimony, wedding. We have Belvedere, bright future, beautiful future, Viaggio, the trip, movement, and Sacerdote, the priest. It looks as though you are moving toward that idea nonetheless, and the more you think of it, you almost start to think that maybe they're right. I'm so in a place that I really am happy at. If that's what they want, okay. And if it has to do with work, you know, this card is one of the best in the deck. You really have nothing to worry about at all. She wants to get married, let's get married. Why not? You know, I mean, and even if it's a matter of going into a partnership or signing a contract for a future program or project, it is all going to be done with ink, pen on paper, but it is going to have a positive result. I'm going to go now to the last card, Expectations, by Tadema, and see what that has to say. Here we go. Fortune, fortuna, pensieri, thoughts, and messaggero, the messenger. Now, if you recall, there's the Viaggio. The Viaggio also has a movement. And this is the messaggero, is a messenger bringing you something. My nose is itching. I hope I can ward off a sneeze, but let's see what we can do. Now, what I'm seeing here is that your expectations will be well served because positive news will be coming in. Your thoughts, just like the teacup, are never, your mind is never shut off during these periods, June, July, August, but especially in July, because you have something that you're expecting to come out and emerge, and it will. Let's take the runes to see if they have anything to add. Okay, good. Beautiful, I have both Keenats and Pedro, bright stave, meaning that you're well aware, your intuition runs high, and you're well aware of energy around you and what is coming in, what is you're expecting. You've got things under your belt, under control. You obviously, Isa's here, and you're experimenting a bit, like I said, with this Aida Wedo, this tension and constriction and touch to bring you pleasure, that brings you the age-old sensation of having a maternal figure touching you. Okay, you're experimenting with that. You're coming into your own, emotionally speaking, which is quite interesting, and it's coming very smoothly. It was long in coming, let's say, but it's coming in very smoothly, and it's a karmic cycle that it is turning your way now. It's payback for you. It's emotional payback. And this is why we're working in a context. We're living in a context of pleasure and happiness the month of July for you. I do have both Fehu and Anzus Merkstave. They look like two F's, both of them, and they're upside down. One is communication, one is abundance. They do not figure as prominent in the spread. Why? Because everything said that had to be communicated has already been. You are on the receiving end now. And the abundance it's not your turn yet. You have received what you had to receive. You have received the promotion. You have a career jump was in the making, and it took place. This is a period where those two things are not important. What is important is you being able to understand what's going on emotionally with you and temper your spirit in relation to your work. And if you have to never shut off your mind, you can do so this month of July. But know that there is a time when you need to shut it off. They say it's a home game. In Italian, there's an expression. You're playing at home. It's a home game. You can't lose, in the sense that you have everything going for you. And like I said, it's a month of pleasure and happiness, Sagittarius. I do hope this was of help to you. And it was a pleasure for me to give you these messages. I thank my older subscribers for their diehard support and welcome my new subscribers. Namaste. Until we read together again. Bye-bye. Also, those of you who want a private reading, please go to my website, www.ChristelleMartinette.com, and you'll find under readings, there'll be a page there explaining everything, or just write to me, readings@ChristelleMartinette.com. Bye-bye.